Hey guys, so I am back with another DIY, and this is how to make your own chipboard embellishments. Now, the chipboard pieces that you see here are manufactured by my mind's eye, so these are not chipboards that I recently made. I'm just showing you an example what manufactured chipboards look like. This is from the My Mind's Eye cut and paste collection, and I just punched out the chipboards because there wasn't a lot left, so I can just put it in my stash. But I don't know if you can see here. Let me see if I can focus. But this is how the thickness is on this My Mind's Eye chipboard sticker. So what you're gonna need is some chipboard. Now, I've had these chipboards for quite a few years, probably like 3 to 4 years, and I don't use that much actually. I actually think I should sell some of these on my Etsy shop. But anyways, so I bought these on topheader.com, which is a auction site, and when they first came out they were really good, but I don't recommend them now because their prices are just ridiculous now. But yeah, so I got it through an auction site, and the seller was selling chipboards. I think there was like 50, I think there's 50 pieces in here, maybe 100, I'm not sure. And I bought it for around $5 to $6. So I don't know if you can see the thickness of that, but it's a little bit thinner than the actual, I don't know if you can see the difference, the actual My Mind's Eye chipboard. Let me see if I can separate. So this one's a little bit skinnier, this one's a little bit thicker. Now you have the option of putting two of these together and making it a little bit thicker. It just, you know, depends on you. For me, I like it on a thinner chipboard because, especially when you're doing project life, you know, the pockets are very limited when it comes to space. So I don't like when my pockets are very tight when I put my cards in, so I try not to use too much dimension. But for those of you who like to add chipboards on your 12x12s in your project life or any other arts and craft project, this is what I'm going to show you, how to make your own chipboard embellishments. So besides chipboards, which now if you don't have the time or you don't want to spend money to buy chipboards, now here's another trick where you can find other chipboards. So this is a packaging from the Snap packs. This is the Life Documented, and I cut this out from the back, and I was saving this so I can cut these out so they can be little embellishments. However, this is a pretty thick cardstock, and you could use it as an option. Other than chipboard, you can use a very, very thick cardstock. And I mean like maybe the 10-pound cardstock. I think that's what I have, but yeah, thick cardstock is another good option that you can do. So also, you know, just remember that there are some, when you buy, like especially the Project Life page protectors, there are chipboards in that. There's a lot of packaging that use chipboards to support their, you know, items for you that you should definitely look out for. So besides chipboards, you're gonna need some stuff that you would like in your project life that you want to be a chipboard. Now you can use stamps, and of course, you know, have your ink as well. And this is my favorite stamp, the camera stamp. So get a stamp. Now you could use words as well, but when it comes to chipboard pieces, a lot of people like to use these kind of designs. So definitely get a design that you like, that you want as a chipboard, from a stamp if you have stamps. Or you can use acrylic stamp sets. Like this is from Avery L, and this is from Studio Calico. And you can make words from these and make it into a chipboard, or you can use these labels and make it into a chipboard. You can use ephemera. Now, some ephemeras like this Project Life one are pretty thick, so you may not have to make it into a chipboard. But if you want it to be a little bit thicker and as a chipboard, you know, ephemera is another good way to make chipboard embellishments. Another option is using Post-its. And because, you know, Post-its, especially from this one is from Target Dollar Spot. I bought it like a few years ago, and these are pretty thin, like really thin. And these are really cute, and I want it in my Project Life. Now, you could use it as a flat embellishment, but you can also use these as chipboard embellishments, which I will show you later. And another great option is stickers. There's a lot of stickers where people want to use it as a chipboard instead of just using it flat. So if there's a sticker sheet that you want to use to make chipboard embellishments, use that. And this is optional. It's not required, or you know what I mean. You can also use the Amitan stitch, and I will show you that as well. So I showed you what you need, and of course you need, hold on, I always forget one last item in these DIYs. So also make sure you have some kind of adhesive like pop dots, or this kind of adhesive, I forgot what it's called now. The tape runners, there you go, the tape runners. So I'm going to start making embellishments and show you the different options, or the different ways that you can use them. Okay, so I'm not going to show you the stamping process because I do have a DIY on how to make your own embellishments using stamps. So I will put the link in the description box below for that video. So these are embellishments that I've made from my stamps, and here's the camera stamp in Coral Bay, I believe, from Studio Calico, and I made a vellum embellishment that says "Here we go." So what you need to do is use your adhesive and just stick it on to the chipboard. Now for the vellum, you have to be careful on this because the tape runner especially, you'll be able to see it, but just put a little bit on the edges, not too much where you can see it. Oh no, I put it on the wrong side. Wow, guys, don't do that. Do not do that. Oh, put the tape runner on the right side, all right? Don't do the same mistake I did. All right, so you got some adhesive. And then what you need to do after this is, oh, I forgot about scissors. So don't forget to add your scissors as well in the items that you need. Okay, so I cut these out from the chipboard, and as you can see, it's a little bit thicker as they before. Excuse me. As you can see, they're a little bit thicker. So now, what I like about this is that the chipboard gives the vellum a different color background. So I think this is pretty neat if you use vellum. And you can see a little bit of the adhesive, but for me, it doesn't bother me, but I know for some of you it may. So like I said before, try to put a little bit of adhesive around so it's secure instead of in the middle where you can see it. And these are one option to use your stamps and your punch outs as well, because this is from a punch that I made plus a stamp into chipboard embellishments. And now I'm going to get into ephemera. So I'm not going to use any of my ephemeras I have because I think they're fine as they are, but I'm going to just use the Citrus Twist Kit ephemera. that I cut out from, and I'm just going to simply glue it and do the same thing as I did before with the other chipboard pieces, and I'll be back with that. So as you can see here, I used that Citrus Twist Kits logo ephemera and made it into a chipboard, so it's thicker than before. And that's another great way to make chipboard embellishments, is using your ephemeras. And now I'm going to get into stickers. So if you have a sticker sheet that you really like and you want them to be chipboard embellishments or 3D embellishments. So let's say I want this pink pinwheel as a chipboard embellishment, because I already have an idea, like I just thought of, for my, if I add this in my project life, you know, make it into a chipboard and then use a brad in the middle and use some kind of, I don't want to say stick, but maybe a piece of long paper and make it look like the pinwheel can spin. So that's what I thought of that I can use for this chipboard. Because if you use stickers, now I've seen crafters just directly put pop dots on their stickers and make them dimensional. That's one option you can do. However, it just depends. I don't really like it because when you put it into your pocket, you can see that, you know, like this side would bend or this side would bend because of how tight the pocket is, because it's so flimsy, even though it's on pop dots. So I will get back to you guys once I'm finished cutting this out. So as you can see here, I cut the sticker out from the chipboard, and it's a little bit thicker than before as well, and it gives it a really great sturdy dimension that you can use later. Now I also would like to mention that once you get your embellishments done, your chipboard embellishments, now you have the option of just leaving it alone and use it when the time is right in your layout, or you can add pop dots already on your chipboard and then just set it aside for, like I've mentioned, for another time that you feel is the perfect time to use your embellishment. And now my pop dots are not cooperating. Okay, so for instance, I put pop dots on here, and let's just say I completed it, you know, added another one, and just leave it like that, and you know, set it aside somewhere when it is needed. Okay, so besides stickers, stampings, punch outs, and ephemera, you can also use your sticky notes. So for instance, let's say I'm going to use one of these, let's say this one, okay, and do the same thing, just add some adhesive on the back and stick it to your chipboard and cut that out, and I will be right back. So as you can see here, it is thicker than before, and this is another option of using your post-its as chipboard embellishments. And now I'm going to get into the very last option that I just thought of, and that is using the Amitan stitch stencils, where you use stitching on your papers. So let's say I want to use this paper on this chipboard, so I'm just going to glue the whole thing because I don't know how long or big I want my stitching to be, or what word and so forth. Now I'm gonna need some time to think on what word or embellishment that I want to stitch on this chipboard embellishment, so I will be right back. So as you can see here, there's already holes in this, and I've spelled out love, so I'm just gonna do the last letter, which is the E, and I'm only doing the outlines. I'm not gonna do the middle part. And make sure you press really hard, especially when it comes to chipboard, since it's pretty thick. Okay, and I think I am done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the stitching and show you how it comes out. Okay guys, so I am almost done, and I'm just going to show you the last stitching part if you are curious on how to do this. Now it's called a backward stitch, and I will post the link to Emmy Tan's video on how to do stitching on paper. So the backward stitch is you start underneath the hole before this one, and make sure you try not to get your strings too tangled, because especially when it's a skinnier string like this, it's a lot harder to untangle them. And then you go back to the previous hole and you pull the string, and there you go. That is it for the stitching. And I just love, see, the thing is, I love to do stitching on thinner paper because, you know, there are some companies that use very thin papers, but you like the patterns and the colors, and you have to glue it on some kind of thicker cardstock or even chipboard, which is another great option. So I'm just gonna cut this out. And so I can use this as a really great title card in my project life. And this is the back part of all the stitching. Now I do want to warn you that if you use a very thicker string like those, I think it's how you pronounce it, skein or skein, but depending on the thickness of the string, it will make it a bit bulky, especially when you're going to start gluing this. Now when I recommend on how to, now make sure you also take out string or cut off strings that are just sticking out like this one, but make sure when you do that you tie a knot so it doesn't come undone. So I cut that off, and now I wouldn't recommend you directly gluing this, like using your tape runner and then gluing it, because then it's gonna, you know, be bulky. This is where your pop dots would be great to use. So I'm just gonna put some pop dots on here. So then when I want to use it, it's already ready with all my pop dots. So I just added the pop dots, and this is ready to go, and put it in a layout. So those are the different ways of using stamps, using your ephemera, using your punch outs, using post-its to make your own chipboards like these My Mind's Eye chipboards. And I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial, and please give a thumbs up, and please subscribe to my channel, and look forward to more DIY videos. See you guys later. Bye.